All right. Ooh, I just really aggressively wiped my face and got a lot of splotches. I'm gonna start off by torturing myself with this lip injection, Extreme by Too Faced. Plump my lips a little bit. Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to try out some products that I just featured in a recent haul video. I purchased products from Sephora, Beautylish, Amazon, as well as Belt. I'm going to test some of those products out today. So if you'd like to find out my first impressions, then just keep watching. This is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. It's also a prep spray, and I've been using that a lot lately. So we're gonna start off with that. I don't have a new prep spray. Ooh, this is terrible. I think, guys, that I had the lip injection on my lips, and when I wiped my face, I think it must have gotten on other parts of my face. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Well, we're really gonna find out how this foundation works, because we'll see if it can cover up these other spots on my face now. So this is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. I got it as a Point Perks, and I think I read to just use one pump. So we're just gonna use one pump all over my face. It smells just like the putty, so it still smells the same. And to me, it feels a lot like it too. I don't feel a big difference between the two, except one is in a liquid form. This is interesting. It says that it will prep your skin and help your makeup last longer without it like clogging your pores, helping to minimize clogs, pores, and breakouts. I think I might double prime. I also picked up one of these Bobbi Brown face bases. This is my original one, and I've been using it forever, and look, it's almost empty, and this is the little small one. So I think I'm just going to go into my original one. I'm going to add a little to my T-zone because it is good for keeping you from getting oily. So we're going to try out the Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation, the new take on matte. Comfortable 16-hour wear, full natural looking coverage, true color, oxidation resistant, transfer proof, shine proof. For normal, combination, and oily skin types, dermatologist tested. Apply small amounts starting in the center of face and blend outwards. So it doesn't tell me with what tool to use. I'm going to use a beauty blender on one side and a foundation brush on the other side. This is what the packaging looks like. I really like the packaging of this. The matte plastic bottle is really sleek, and this is a medium deep 3-shade Cadiz that I have chosen. So let's see how it goes. So let's start with the brush, and my brush needs to be cleaned. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna just squeeze a small amount. I hope it's a small amount. All right. And that didn't even look like a complete full pump. More like a half a pump. Or not really a pump, a drop. It's more like the equivalent of a half a pump. The sun, I'm getting a reflection here that I'm not liking. I may need to close my blind. I left the blind partially open and pull the shade. This is what it looks like with the brush. Let's squeeze out a little bit and do a beauty blender. We'll start with this much. I bought this beauty blender last year, and I'm still using it. To be fair, I don't use them all the time when applying makeup, so then they last me so much longer. The beauty blender just seems to take longer, but I do really like how my makeup applies with a beauty blender, but it just takes longer. So I use a brush a lot of times. I don't know. I like the finish of both, and it's covering pretty well, but like I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation down here. So let's add a little bit more, one tiny drop, and I'm just going to apply a little more places where I think I need it, where I typically need more coverage. And then we'll go back over everything with the Beauty Blender. Because I really like how the Beauty Blender felt. But honestly, you could use either one. You could use either tool. Okay, let's just go over everything. I like it, and it's a little bit light, but that's okay. I can see in my skin tone, I can see a mixture. Like I can see darker skin, but I can see the yellow, more golden hues in my skin as well. And when I wear a foundation like this, it kind of just brings out those more golden pigments in my skin. So that's the foundation. So we will see how it wears today. I'm using Nars Radiant Creamy in Biscuit. Since this is a Nars foundation, I figured it would play nicely together. This is one of my Holy Grail concealers. I didn't get my mustache here. Oh, wait. It's a good overall type of concealer. It covers dark circles. It doesn't crease. It's just always one that I can count on the performance to be good. A little more right here. Today I'm going to go in with my Fenty powder. This one is in the shade Banana. That's what I'm going to set my under eyes with. I'm going to also powder with this last little bit of my Chanel. It is empty. Like, it is so empty. But I'm just trying to kind of finish up what's left. And I'm just going to buff that into the other areas. This is a deep brown brow pencil or crayon. It's the brow product by Rare Beauty. I'm going to just fill in my brows really quickly. I love this. This is my favorite right now. I'm just really feeling it for some reason. I will do this really quickly off camera and I will be back. The brows are on. Okay. So far I'm liking the foundation. It's time for eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. This is a new one that I purchased during my haul. And it came in a gift set of 2. So if they still have the gift set, guys, you want to jump on it. I'm going to use the brush to blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and try out my Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize palette. 4 hypnotic glow looks. It says Happy Glow, Love Glow, Dream Glow, Seduce Glow. And then it says 1, 2, 3, Prime, Enhance, Smoke. So it's got like a 1, 2, 3. So the first shade within that section is for priming. Then you have Enhance and then Smoke. There are 4 different color schemes or color stories. So Prime, Enhance, Smoke. I doubt that I'm going to wear it that way. That's what they want you to do. Should we swatch these is the question. Me and these swatches, like I should have taken off my watch so that I could fit them all. But there they are. So we have the Happy Glow section here. Then we have Love Glow. And then we have Dream Glow. I like Dream Glow more than I thought I would. And then we have Seduce Glow. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Oh, I really like this color. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get into it. I know that I'm gonna have to mix the various sections because I need like this transition. I need this shade as a transition shade right here. Yeah, so I have no idea about the 1, 2, 3. I can't see it. Charlotte, I don't get that part. So I'm gonna go in with that color as my transition shade. Ooh. Okay, this is good. Good transition color. I like it. Let's do the other eye. That was really quick. You know, I really want to try. Let me put this down, but I'm using a natural brush by Sonia G, but let me grab a synthetic brush. I've been terrible. I have not had time, guys, to keep my brushes as clean as I would like. I just haven't had time. So I'm still going in with that matte color in the Happy Glow section. And I'm using a Sephora brush. This is a brush that I really fell in love with but they've changed their brushes. And what I have found is that a lot of the same brushes exist, but the handles are different. I don't know what they changed about them, but like you may look up this number. This is the number 27, and they may still have it. It just may not look the same as it used to. But this is a really good fluffy blending brush that I quite enjoy. I don't think it matters what brush. I think it works with synthetic or natural. I'm going to build up, and I'm going to use this shade over here, this Seduce Glow, because it's a little deeper. It's a little deeper, and I'm going to just kind of do an outer corner. Ooh, my goodness. These are quite pigmented, even more so than it might look in the pan. We're going to start here. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to drag what's left over on my brush on the crease here. I'm gonna keep it half cut crease because I feel like I can try more colors that way, and we'll blend that out a little bit more in a moment. Right now we're just applying it. Oh gosh, now it's starting to get dark. I want to blend this out and soften this. Oh, that looks so beautiful right there. I like that. Let's add this little purple. That's something different that I don't normally do. And just smoke it out here. Let's go in with this shade. Whoa. I had a feeling it was going to be beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm interested to see what it looks like with Fix Plus. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Oh, that's beautiful, but let's get greedy on it. Let's get greedy. All right, let's go back into the same shade in the Dream Glow portion. Let's add a little bit of Fix Plus. I think that amped it up a little. So nice. I know I'm going in, but I feel like I want to add a little bit of this little cranberry shade, just a little over here. I know I'm going at being extra, and I feel like I need the smaller brush. I'm gonna take just a small amount and just add a little to the corner. Oh yes, I'm extra. I know I cannot just stay in the one section. Like I knew that was not gonna be me. I'm all over this palette. I'm gonna blend it out. Like I need to blend out with no additional product right here. Let's just add a little something under the lash line here. A little bit of this darker color. I'm kind of wanting the red. I feel like I need something lighter. Y'all remember these melt stacks? There's a shade in here called Blur that you can use just for this reason, to like blur things that may seem a little dark. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of blur right here near my brow to blur it a little bit right there. Then we're gonna still go back in with the little red. Let's do this really quick. I'm gonna do liner lashes, and then we'll continue in just a moment. I think I've lost my purple in there somewhere. And I don't know if I can get her back. Let me see. I think I've lost any purple that I might have had right here. That was a little bit back. I need an inner tear duct highlight. So what do we want to, let's see about this one or this one. Oh, I like that. Because I have a couple of options. Let's start with this one. It's a little bit softer I'm curious about the other one too. And maybe I'll mix them. This one has more pink. And it's more pink. Now here comes that sun again. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. So let's mix them now. That way my eyes look the same. Very pretty. Beautiful. Quickly use my little KEVYN Aquan powder to contour my nose. This one is in the darkest shade. Whatever it is. It's the perfect contour shade. Then I'll buff it out so that those two lines are not so harsh on my nose. I have my Hourglass palette. Let's see how much it shows up on my skin. This is just a little Sephora brush. It's a small blush brush. And since this is a small palette, I'm just gonna use this for right now. Wow. Oh my goodness. Was there something on this brush? I've talked about this not showing up on me. And it's showing up a little bit. It's still not the... Am I getting the blush mixed in? It's not the deepest bronzer. But I can see it. I'm having to kind of dip, you know, I'm having to go in more to get the color payoff. But it's doing something. So I'm pleasantly surprised. But I had to work for this though. Like it's showing up, but I had to really work. Like I had to use a lot. You know? I wish that I didn't have to use so much, but it is pretty. I want to try everything. So let's try the blush color in the center here. I'm just gonna keep using this same brush because it's smaller and perfect in size. Okay, that's the first blush. Let's put a little more. I'm not gonna put too much because I want to mix the two together because I'm gonna use the other color on the other side. And that was a little cooler. Oh yeah, I like that too. Oh, I think I like that with this eye color. For sure. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna have to mix them because I started out, you know, using both colors. But we're gonna try to end with this color. We're gonna do a little bit of both. So now that they look even, let's put more of the second color. Now I've got to figure out what the other shades are. 2 finishing powders and a strobe light. This is a Sonia G Brush. Let's just pick up a little bit of that. Oh, I see that. It's subtle, but let's buff that in. I want to try this lighter one too, so that I can see what's the difference. I don't know. I don't know the difference. Other than maybe just difference in lighting. One says dim light and one says diffused light. I'm gonna go with diffused then. Let's go back into diffused light, the one in the middle here, and we're just gonna buff it everywhere. A lot of times with these lighting powders, I notice it more as the day wears on, not necessarily when I first apply it. I can see it, but you guys might not be able to see it. I'm gonna go back in with my bronzer really quickly right here. Now I want to know what the highlighter looks like, but I am going to come back to it. I also have this Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Glow Highlighter, and I want to try this one first. So this is what this one looks like. It's kind of a gold. And let's see what the Hourglass. Let's see the Hourglass shade. This is Hourglass's color. So this is more golden. But they're both beautiful. Oh my. They're both. Oh. This is absolutely a stunning compact. Can you guys see how pretty that embossed looks? It's beautiful. And it is a very soft powder. Oh my goodness. Nice. That's really pretty. I don't want to say it's not a high shine highlighter because I can really see it here. It's really showing up, but it is not a super glittery highlighter. Like, it doesn't have a lot of glitter and particles in it. So people who like more of a soft highlight, I do think that they would like something like this. It's really pretty. On the other side, let's try out our Hourglass one, because I have never tried an Hourglass highlighter. So let's see. That's different. Hold on. That's the highlighter. I'm having to build it up a little. Okay, so this is Hourglass. Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know. They're different. They're a little bit different. So now I got to mix them together. Mixing them. I think the Charlotte Tilbury is a little more noticeable. And we'll put Charlotte on my nose, down the center of my face. I'm using this one. Right now, I like this one better, but they both seem good, so we'll see. I'm really enjoying the blush color, though. I really like this blush. I'm just going to carve out my cheeks a little. Let's just take this buffing brush. I make the ugliest faces when I'm buffing. Am I dark enough is the question. Like, I feel like I need more bronzer. I hate to do this, but guys, I'm going to add a tad bit of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. You just shouldn't have to work that hard with bronzer. But I'm still going to use that bronzer because it's in the palette. But for today, I just need to add a little more. I didn't want to add any at all because I wanted to see what the Hourglass one was going to look like. But I'm sorry. I had to add a little more. I think I plumped my lips too early, guys, because I think it's worn off by now. I'm really liking several of the things on my face. We'll talk about it in a moment, but I'm liking a lot of this. I forgot to try a couple of brushes. I actually already tried this Sonia G Brush, and I do like it. And then I forgot that I wanted to test out my MAC 217 brush, but we will come back around to it at another time. Let's go on to lips. I'm going to try Love Trap. It's a brown, but it's got a rosy tint. Now we're going to go in with Praline. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. And this is Praline. So let's see. This is supposed to be satin, but it feels very, very matte. I'm going to go in with Chestnut. Now this highlighter is really catching it. Like, it's really pretty. So this is what the lipstick looks like by itself. I don't know how I feel about it because it feels quite sticky. It feels a little tacky when I do that, and definitely different than how other lipsticks feel. Let's try some of my glosses here. We have these 4 colors, and I think I want to start with this lighter creamy color. That's kind of my speed. I don't know what this one is, but it's the lighter one. Ooh. I wonder if we can just keep going. Let's top with a little bit of the gold looking one. Oh, it's a little deeper. That's pretty. I even like the lip nail, but by itself, y'all, I don't know about that. Before I set, indulge me a little bit. I do have this Sonia G brush, and it's supposed to be good for picking up things that are difficult to pick up. I brought with me today the Hoola bronzer in Toasted, and it is a deeper bronzer shade, and I oftentimes will use this more as a contour. So I thought I could just see how easily this will pick this up in this little box, because these are hard to pick up sometimes. And there's quite a bit here on the brush, so I might just do a little contouring here around the edge of my face. See how that looks more like a contour shade on me than a bronzer? Wow. Oh yeah. If I had remembered that I wanted to do that, I wouldn't have applied the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, but it is what it is. All I did was tap, tap, tap. And let's see. Look at that. Just that. See that big mark there? I don't know if y'all can see that. Just from tapping it, that little bit. Oh yeah. Not only is it good that I'm able to pick it up, but it can fit into the little box. But the Hoola bronzer can just be a little bit challenging to pick up. So I'm quite happy I have this now. Let's buff everything out. And this Nars is looking good too. Or either it's the powder. It may be the FENTY powder that is looking so pretty in the center of my face. Or it may be the Hourglass. Okay, too much speculation. Let's set and then we'll talk about it. Isn't it funny how different the lighting is a few hours later? So I've been sitting here now only a couple of hours, but the sun has moved to another part of the outside. The sun was right outside the window. Now it has changed positions and it's gotten a little bit darker in here, but that's okay. We're going to continue. So let's talk about my first impressions of everything. I am really feeling today's makeup look, although it's probably just a normal makeup look. I like it. I am loving the foundation. What do you guys think? I'm really liking the foundation. I'm liking my Radiant Creamy too. Like, oh, every time I go back to this, I love it more. But of course, you know, this is the Nars. Cadiz is the shade. I like the shade. I think it turned out very nicely in the end. Okay, before the foundation, I tried out this primer. I am going to continue to test it out, and the next time I will try it without my Bobbi Brown face base. This is something that I'm very familiar with. I used it in my T-zone and I use this everywhere else. Of course, I've only had this makeup on for a little while, so I'm not sure how it will continue to hold up. So that will be the key. But as far as how it felt going on, it felt really nice going on. The original Tatcha primer, to me, I felt like I got a little bit oily throughout the day when I wore that one, which was why I went in with this one just to be safe. I really do like the foundation. I can't wait to see how it wears. Like, just looking at it in the mirror, it looks nice. I can't wait to see how it wears. I'm trying to see if it accents any of my like fine lines. Like, I see a few fine lines here, but I don't know that it's accenting it any more than any other foundation. It may just be my 47-year-old face. Let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. First off, I didn't really comment very much on the packaging, but I really do like it. I think it's a beautiful holiday package. I actually really like the eyeshadow palette. I like the look that I created. I think it's really smoky, really smoldering, but not too dramatic, still very wearable. I like all of the colors here. Like, I had a feeling that I would like this color scheme. I dipped into every one of the 4 sections for today's look. The texture of the shadows, they were easy to work with. To get the most use out of palettes, I like palettes that can be worn during the day when I go to work or when I go to the mall or do regular things, but can also be worn for a night out. And I think that this one definitely fits that description. I was very pleased with the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette, the Bejeweled. Let's talk about this Hourglass palette. I actually really like this palette. Even though I was being a little bit extra and added more bronzer, I really didn't need to. I just kind of felt like I wanted it to be just a little bit deeper, just a hint deeper than it was. This does work for my complexion, for my skin tone. However, as you could tell, I had to build it up and go into the pan quite a bit. But I do want to try it out by itself because I like the powder. I liked the texture of the powder and how it was looking on my skin. I just wish it was a little bit deeper, but I do think it's beautiful. I liked both blushes, but you know, I really was leaning towards this one for the look that I was wearing today. I really think these are beautiful colors. The dim light and the diffuse light powders were both beautiful. The highlighter is pretty. It's not the most spectacular highlighter that I've ever used, but again, this is just a first impressions. And sometimes, like, if I use it with different brushes on top of different foundations, I may get a different result. So just first impressions, it wasn't as stunning as the Charlotte Tilbury one that we're going to talk about, but I do think it's a beautiful highlighter. So overall, I'm really happy with this. I'm happy I got it, and I'm really pleased that I can at least get some use out of the bronzer, even if I do have to build it up, because I was concerned that I wasn't going to really get to use it at all. So I like that. The Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, I really like it. I like everything. I like all of the cheek products. You know, at my age, I have more textured skin, and I see the texture. Like, I'm still working on this. I actually went to the dermatologist day before yesterday, and she prescribed something, a retinol, that may help with the shrinking of the pores and the texture that I see on my skin that I do not like. So I'm excited to try that out. So when you have more textured skin, you know, they tell you not to use as many luminous products because it may accent the texture. So I actually think that this is a highlighter that is going to work well with my sometimes textured skin. I like the color of the highlighter. I like the intensity of it. I liked how it smoothed over my skin. Like, even though it's really blingy right now, it is a quite smooth highlighter. It's just quite different. And I'm a highlighter queen, and I keep describing this as different. I do think that the powder is softer. It feels more like powder than this really slick substance, and it doesn't have the glitter particle. It just felt different, but still created a really blingy highlighter. Now remember, I haven't mixed with the Hourglass, but I think that most of what I'm seeing is this one. So quite beautiful. The lipstick here, I like the color. Right now with the gloss on top, beautiful. I'm loving it. It seems like more of a cool tone pink. I have definitely worn a color like this. This is a little bit like Pillow Talk, maybe a little lighter than Pillow Talk, but it reminds me of that, and it does remind me of my Lisa Eldridge color. Actually, I have this Lisa Eldridge right here, the fawn color. Let's see, because I keep saying it reminds me of that. Let's see how close it is. This is fawn. Now let's try praline right beside it. Yes, very similar, except fawn is a little deeper, and this is a little more pink. And I bet if I swatched it next to Pillow Talk, it would be close to Pillow Talk as well. It just reminds me of that a little bit. So it's a pretty color. I'm not loving how the texture felt. Is the texture going to help it stay on longer? Because if it helps it stay on longer, then that might be worth it. The texture is not bothering me when topped with a lip gloss, but I would not like that texture by itself. Not my cup of tea as far as how lipsticks feel. I will say the one good thing about the lipstick is that sometimes when you add a gloss on top of a lipstick, the lipstick will start to break down a little bit. and I can see the lipstick breaking down with the gloss on top. But this time the lipstick is holding up underneath the gloss. So that might be a plus for this lipstick. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just kind of say the jury is still out on this one. I just don't like the tackiness that I was feeling. The lip glosses, do I need to say anything? At this point, if you've ever had a gloss bomb lip gloss, whether to purchase or not is more about shade preference, because every gloss bomb lip gloss I've ever tried always performs the same. It always feels the same on my lips, and it's always very stunning, very beautiful. It's more about just trying out different shades. I love these little holiday sets. It takes me so long to go through these smaller ones. When you have 4 and you're rotating them around, this will last you a year or 2. I use this eyeshadow primer. It was nothing new, but it was one that I just purchased, and I think that that's everything that I can think of that I put on my face that was new. I will leave a comment down below and just let you guys know my final thoughts and how the foundation wore throughout the rest of the day. So I hope that you all have enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.